good morning or afternoon, as the case may be. This is Time for Books, and it's a video book review series where I will discuss and discover and deliberate a little bit on books in general. We'll talk about fiction books, we'll talk about nonfiction books, and I will tell you whether I, Yvonne DiVita at lipsticking.com, think you should buy the book or get the book at the library. I'll tell you a little bit about the book, and I will read from the book so that you will have a sense of the story behind the book. And every book has a story, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. And today, the book is a continuation of a series I've been doing called Vinetropes. And if you'll remember, in my last Time for Books video book review, I said, gee, I don't know if I'm pronouncing Vinetropes correctly. And I have heard from the author of the book, who is a delightful woman around my age. Maybe I can have her on, we'll see. But she told me, yes, I am pronouncing the title correctly. It's a part of a series, Vinetrope Adventures, and I do want to read a little bit of the blurb, because one of the things I'm concerned about as I do book reviews is the book live up to the blurb? And in this book, a fiction book for middle school children, which I mentioned in my very first session of the Time for Books book reviews, I mentioned how I hope it's read aloud. I hope parents will read aloud to the children. But here, let me read a little bit of the blurb, and I'm going to talk about it a bit, and I have something on the inside to read also. The wee folk have returned, but they are called Vinetropes, not fairies. Uncover the mystery of who they really are and why they have returned to Earth in this first book in the Vinetrope Adventure series. And it goes on to talk about Sarah, who we've already met, the young girl who discovers the Vinetropes. She discovers Lucinda. And it also has talking squirrels, as you can see in the background. And it also has a talking owl. So I was immediately drawn to the story because of the context of it being about fairies and about, yes, teaching the difference between good and evil, and how sometimes they're a little bit fuzzy. Sometimes, especially for children, you don't know. Is this a good person? Is this not so good of a person? What about family? Family is very big in this book. I'm just so excited to tell you that this book is all about family and friends, and how friends are our families. And it takes place, much of it, around Halloween. So very, very fun. And the other thing, again, as I said, talking animals. I am a devoted pet parent. I have, at this point, just one dog, Emily. We had 3 dogs and a cat. And over the last few years, we've lost several of our pets, and it's very difficult. But I bring that up because pets are so important to me, and so I love talking animals. I want to read from this beautiful book, which has beautiful artwork, about Owletta. Owletta, how beautiful is this? That's the owl, Owletta. She plays a very big role, and I just fell in love with her. I love the squirrels and the other animals also, but I fell in love with Owletta. Let me read a little bit. I am glad to meet you, said Owletta in a rich voice, a voice like a spring breeze riding through a hollow log. I was quite excited when the boys told me about you, because we owls have legends about glowers. My mother told me many of these stories. That was long ago, of course. The glowers in her stories were always other owls. And you'll discover what a glower is when you read the book aloud, hopefully to a middle school child in your life. So did it live up to the blurb? Yes, it did. It absolutely did. Everything in the book lived up to the blurb on the back, which is way longer than I read. I only read part of it. And is it interesting? Is it captivating? Absolutely. Should you go out and buy it? I think you should. Not all books will be recommended as books you should buy. There will be some books that perhaps I say you can get at the library, because you do have a library card, right? This is Yvonne DiVita at lipsticking.com with another episode of Time for Books. And the book today, again, was Return of the Vinetrope. And Sherry L. Ross is the author. Julie Bell is the illustrator. I am actually in contact with them. I am asking them some questions about the production and the writing and the imagery, and we'll share with you what they have to tell me. I think it's always fun to get the author involved if you can, to contact the author. If the author is open to speaking or sharing, that's wonderful. So perhaps I can have authors on my show in the future. Time for Books, lipsticking.com. This is Yvonne DiVita. I hope you'll share with everyone else, and I hope you'll share your books with me.